Hi, it's Ronnie, and welcome to Christy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches, Round 9. And if you'd like to post one of your own layouts on Instagram, it's hashtag 30DSCBL9. And the prompt for today is cut apart sheet, but I didn't use that because when I actually did the layout, I did not have the prompt. But I thought I'd put it in here since I have it now. So in case you decide to do the layout, you could use the prompt too. Plus, this layout was created by our very own Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life. And it's a super cute layout. And I would love to use flowers, but what I decided to go with isn't flowers. I'm going to scrap these two pictures of Hope on her birthday and her birthday cake and Mama. I am going to make Olaf. I have made him before. It's been a good while back. And the voiceover did not match the video. So I'm going to hope for it to match this time. For the head, I'm going to be using two of the large ovals from my Stampin' Up! Punch. And one, I'm taking two little chunks out of the top to make it a little more square on the top. And then I use my heart punch to give it cheekbones. And I'm going to glue those two together. And I kind of wanted to have more dimension on him, so I'm inking him in blue, and that is the Oxide ink, Distress Oxide, Broken China, I believe. So it's a very light blue, and all it's going to do is add dimension. And I do want the cheekbones to come out a little farther, only I don't want it as much as my foam tape. So I am thinking it might have been 3 or 4 layers of cardstock there instead of putting foam tape because I just want it a little bit. And there's his forehead and his cheekbones. And now I'm going to make his mouth. And it takes up a good space of the face because his mouth is going to be kind of wide open, like he's all excited and happy, which he usually is. And he dances around a lot. And instead of him having two front teeth, he basically just has one. So I'm cutting one and then I flipped it over so I can make it match the mouth and have the same curve so it looked like it's on the inside instead of really laying on top. His eyes, I am using a 1/8 inch punch, and then I'm also using two of the 1/4 inch punches, and I'm going to layer them on top of each other because his eyes kind of has a little bit of black going around them. Not sure if they're actually eyelashes or what, but I'm laying the two on top of each other and then putting the little eyeballs on there. And I'm going to kind of tuck them just a little bit under the edge of his cheekbones and leave enough room for the nose. And for the nose, I'm using a 1/2 inch punch. So it's not very big. And I'm kind of cutting it as a curly Q. I seen that on a video a long time ago. And if you look at my other video, the link is in there. I didn't say that was in there on the video, but I found it later. So I put it on in the description. And I did go ahead and watch hers again, and my nose isn't exactly like hers. I was doing it from memory because I'd watched it a long time before then. All I really remembered was a 1/2 inch punch. The eyebrows, I used the smaller oval punch, one of them, the 1 inch, I believe it was. No, it might have been 1/2 inch. Hold on. I backed up the video and looked. That is the 1/2 inch oval. And I cut a little chunk out of the black cardstock. Then I cut it again to get a sliver. I cut that in half, well, more than half. There was a piece to get thrown away. And then I made his hair. Well, his hair does not look right, and it kept bugging me. So when you see the pictures at the end of the video, his hair is going to be different because when I went back to take the pictures, yeah, I changed it. It looks more like Olaf's hair should look, and it sticking up. The body, I used a 1 1/4 inch punch for the top part, and then the bottom part is 1 1/2. I squared him off because if you noticed on Olaf, his body parts are not exactly round. And I'm squaring off his feet too. I'm using 1/2 inch one for it, and then I squared off the bottom. I didn't square off the top because I needed something to glue to the bottom part of his body. And I'm going to have one foot just a little kind of in the air to make it look like he's dancing. I'm just going to freehand the arms though. Normally, I would have had this piece of paper longer and folded it in the middle, lengthwise. Well, you know, not the way I folded it, the opposite way I folded it. And I made him have elbows, rounded elbows, because he does have rounded elbows. And then I'm just putting, I think, 4 fingers on there instead of 5, because I read one time on cartoons that they'd put 4 instead of 5 just because it made them look really funny if they tried to do it and have movement. So I went with the 4 on his little arms too. I made them longer than they needed to be so I'd have room to adjust and decide how long I wanted them. And I'm cutting one off at the elbow because I want his arm to bend. And I'm going to put it on first, and then I'm just going to tuck the other piece behind it. And you're not going to see much of it, but it's going to be on there anyway. You did see me inking them, mostly because it was white on the back, so the core was white, and I didn't want the white to show up. I cut my photos down a little bit because in the sketch, the photos were smaller, and they took up a lot of room if I didn't cut them down, and I thought, well, I wouldn't be able to get as much on my layout. Now here's where the prompt probably would have been used if I'd known about it ahead of time. Instead, I used 3 different pattern papers and layered them in a darker blue. Well, it is a pattern paper too. I used rectangles though instead of squares. There are squares used in the sketch. And the one of the stickers had a little cupcake on it. And it looked about the right size for Olaf to have in his hand, so I put it on cardstock and cut it out, and I am going to just kind of tuck it in his hand. I can't talk today. I had the thought to put a candle in his other hand, but then I'm going to get a different idea before that candle ever makes it there. It will get cut out of a 12 by 12 paper though. Yeah, I'm going to cut it out of that 12 by 12 paper, then change my mind. And that's the only thing cut out of that 12 by 12 paper because I used a scrap for the ones that are on the layout. If I had been thinking, I would have just cut it out of the one that's kind of tucked underneath the photo. But I wasn't thinking at the time. I decided to use the little balloons that say party, and I put crochet thread on them so it wouldn't be a very thick bundle of thread coming down there. And that's what's going to go kind of sort of in his other hand. It's just going to be glued on top, but yeah, that was my idea for something different for his other hand. And I did put all of them on foam tape so that they would have a little more dimension up there. And I finally noticed that I didn't put the highlights on my little Olaf. So I pulled out the gel pen and stuck them on there. I'm going to use some stickers from the sticker sheet. Well, there's 2 sticker sheets. One is Echo Park that goes with the paper, and then the other one is a Simple Stories one that came in the warehouse block. Not block, box. Came in the warehouse box. But while I'm putting a few of those stickers on there, I'm going to mention that down there below you will see the links to everybody else that are doing the 30 Days of Sketches with Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life. Not everyone is doing them every day. And of course, today is day 30. Yeah, last day of 30 Days of Sketches. But there will be a sketch tomorrow because Crafty Maggie is celebrating 8 years on YouTube, and she's going to make one to go for tomorrow. So there will be one for tomorrow, and I think there's quite a few participating in that. So check in tomorrow to see what we're going to be doing then. This little sticker was not quite big enough to fill in the spot that I wanted, so I put some striped paper behind it. And that yummy cake, I'm kind of tucking it in. You can't see the whole word cake. I will end up moving it out later. I don't remember if it's before the photos or not, to make a little more of it show, but it's still part of it going to be hidden. I punched out 2 sizes of snowflakes and I'm going to scatter them on the layout, and I am inking them in that broken china so that they'll have a little bit of blue on them. And uh, I did mention that the photos of her are of Hope on her birthday and Aaron's lighting the candles with one hand and taking a photo of the cake with the other. And the theme on her cake was she has little figurines from Frozen on the cake, and it's light blue and white. And also her little shirt is from Frozen too. Well, I couldn't make Elsa. I mean, I figured that was just a little bit beyond me. But Olaf, he is super cute, so he made it on the layout. I stopped putting the snowflakes on there because I remembered I needed a title up above the photo, and I wanted to make sure I had room for it. So I did hooray, and then it shows a subtitle. So I put woohoo on the photo, and then I said I didn't like that too much. So I put it up on the hooray. And it shows up pretty good in person, I guess because it's dimensional and it's all one color, but it's not showing up very good on the video. And I'm thinking, I think maybe I liked it better down on the photo. So I might end up changing it. So yeah, it's kind of up in the air right now because I haven't made up my mind. But yeah, I'm thinking about changing it back to where it was. I did put a couple of snowflakes on there, which I think will make me like the subtitle being there better, kind of blend in with it. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to think on it just a little bit longer. This is the sticker sheet from Simple Stories, so I'm adding a few little phrases down there. And one is about ice cream, and another is count the moments and celebrate good times. Cake and ice cream. Oh, it is about cake and ice cream. I went ahead and read it. But that's it. That's my layout. And yeah, 30 days of sketches is at a close. I feel kind of funny saying that because I still have layouts to do. No, I didn't do them in order. That is why I didn't have the prompt, because I did a few that I had ideas for first. I usually kind of go by inspiration and don't hardly ever do layouts in order of what they are posted on YouTube. But there's my little granddaughter for her birthday, and there's Olaf. And that says time to celebrate and party, because I wanted something over there with him. And yeah, he's dancing around there. And there's the title. And see, you can see the woohoo a lot better there. And you can see it better in person too. But yeah, I might end up moving it still. I'm not sure. And there's Olaf again, and it's him all by himself close up. And notice I did his hair again, so the sticks look more like they should. I was doing him without a photo to go by the first time. So yeah, it looked kind of funny, and I just was not happy with it. But if you leave a comment down there below, I'll try to get back with you. And if you like the video and hit a thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. And if you are not subscribed to my channel, I would love to have you subscribe. And those of you already are, thank you so much. But have a happy, scrappy week. Take care and stay safe. Bye.